Hello, good evening, everybody, and how are you all doing? Welcome to the stream, and good to have you all here in the chat. And I wish you all a very spooky Halloween. And I know you are asking if we celebrate Halloween in India, but this is my first time celebrating, and I would like to celebrate it with you. And today I have in plan to share with you some scary games, and the games which will give us nightmares, and it will be a chess stream, but also it will be a spooky party stream. Hello chat, how are you all doing today? Right now it is around 11 p.m. here in India. Yeah, I am Devil today. Hello Zora, it's been a long time, good to see you. Hello Ryan and Yash, belated happy birthday once again, and I hope you had a wonderful birthday, and good to have you here. Hello here to Weeb, hello. And how is your day going on? I hope it just got better with my stream notification, right? Hello Spainalev, good to see you. And in my today's selection, I have a very spooky book with me right now, you see. This is going to be the book which I will be studying today on the stream. And look at the cover, guys. This is definitely a Halloween book, right? This is definitely a Halloween book, and this is actually, those who are interested, this is a very famous book called Tragic Comedy in the Endgame by Mark Dvoretsky. So very famous book indeed, and if you would like, you can pick up the copy and study it yourself. So I would highly recommend you. Yes, it's been a while, Otorox. Good to see you too. Welcome. Tragic mistakes of the masters, indeed. And we are going to feel good today. I don't know if you're going to feel good or bad. It's like we are going to be studying some tragic comedies. It means that, you have a perfect game, and then one of the players make a big blunder, or you just lose the game. And these games, we get so much tilted. So I know all of us have such kind of games where we end up getting tilted for a long time, and this is exactly my selection today. So let's get started. Hello Akstev. Thank you so much. 300 most important position by GM Albert. Okay guys, do check it out as well. Suggested by Spainalev. Hello Reza, good evening or good night to you. So, guys, if you have any such games, you can definitely share with us in the chat or in the Discord, and we would like to take a look at such games where you had a perfect game, perfect, everything you played perfectly, but then one mistake and it ruins everything, all the efforts, and it gets you tilted for a long time. I had a lot of such games myself, from the tournament, from online. So I have a long collection of it. Okay, let's go to Leeches, and today this is going to be a Halloween special. So watch out my stream, I have a very special stream setup. Here we go. Look at that, spooky stream, isn't it? Look at that. Back rank, yeah, back rank is definitely one of the worst ways to lose, I think, especially when we just miss it without any effort or without any intention. We just miss it and then the game is over. So back rank, I guess, is the worst. Also maybe smothered mate, getting checkmated with a knight is definitely gonna give us nightmares. So let's get started. And how are you celebrating your Halloween? Do tell us, do tell me. And it might be still evening for many of you, those who are joining from Europe. It might be still evening. Those who are joining from the America, it might be still the morning time. So let us know in the chat how you are celebrating this event today. Hello Thunder Blunderer, good to have you here. So let's start with our first example today. And this is going to make us feel good because these are all master games, and we are going to see how masters make blunders as well. And let's get started. and all of these games are master games only. So both of the players are very, very strong players. It's not like some noobs are playing and then one of them just blunders a piece. It's not like that at all. They are master games and selected from master games only. Yesterday I played a perfect game, 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistake. Wow, that's really cool. Do share with us. And how was it? Okay, let's check the first position, and these are some of my favorite positions. So let's get started. Reza, you are sending me links in the leeches, but I'm not gonna check it right now. Maybe later. Okay, clear board. So let's start with our first example. And look at this queen. I really like this queen. And I'm trying out a new chess set. Okay, all the pawns are here. That queen looks like a spider web like this, isn't it? Look at this queen, especially the black queen. It definitely looks like a spider cobweb. Yeah. Okay, so here is our first position for today. And this is white to play. This is a game between Belavisky versus Johnson. I think maybe music is loud. Let me tone it down a little bit. Okay, so this is a game between Belavisky versus Johnson, played in Linares 2002. And right now it is white to play. And before I see the game, how would you guys continue here in this game? It's white to play. And what do you think is the evaluation in this one? So first of all, material count, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Pawns are definitely equal. The material is equal. So we are in an equal queen endgame. And queen endgames are very dynamic because you have to watch out for perpetual checks as well. So what would you do here with white, and what do you think? So Hobbiton Chess PS students suggest king f4. Okay, very normal idea, right? So you want to activate the king and try to get the king f4, e5, maybe f6, and so on. That's an interesting idea. Hobbiton, happy Halloween to you too. Benalef suggests fg6 followed by queen f6, I think. Okay. And what do you think? Can white win this? What is the evaluation here? White winning, all right. Guys, is the music too loud? Do you want me to turn it down even more? e4 white is better, okay. So again, in all the kind of endgames, you know, you have to always consider if what happens if you go into pawn endgame. So if you are wanting to play e4, something like this, you have to make sure that the pawn endgame is okay for you with queen g1 and so on, and queen takes queen, something like that. fg6, okay. So the first position here, and the evaluation here is actually equal. The position is pretty equal, and the best way to continue here would be fg6 and then try to queen e7 check and so on. But just like you all in the game, king f4 was played. Okay, very natural move. King f4 was played, and this is a terrible blunder. King f4 is double question mark here. And what happens after king f4? Why is that so terrible? So you see, you understand the theme for now. So okay, king f4 is a terrible blunder. So congratulations, those who suggested king f4, you just fell right into the trap, because queen b8 and the game is over, guys. It's check and mate. GG. Look at that. Can you believe this pattern here? Queen b8 and the game is over. Black wins. It's checkmate. Oh no. Imagine this is played in a classical game actually. And the game is over suddenly. Okay, next one. Let's go for next. Terrible indeed. Extremely terrible. I know, I also make such blunders, so I am just enjoying the process here. Okay, next is King A3, Queen B4. Then we have B5, C4.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Yeah, that is also the same way I'm feeling here. And I think that no, God, no is said by Michael, right? Michael from The Office. I'm recently rewatching it again because it is back on Netflix. You know that? The Office series is back on Netflix. Okay, this one is black to play. No, it's white to play. Okay, so this is white to play. And what to do here with white? White is one pawn up. Because it's Halloween, that's why. Okay, so here once again we have a queen endgame. Right now it's white to play. White is a pawn up. Kill the queen. Well said. Kill the queen. Just take it. Can never be bored of The Office. Yes, I'm actually rewatching it again recently. I have watched it many years back, but now it's back on Netflix, so giving it another try. Happy Halloween, Rahul. Okay, this game is between Anderson versus Herald, played in 1873, played in Vienna. Queen d6 and King b4, and it's Zugzwang. Yeah, you are all right here. Queen d6 is actually the way to go. And this is the perfect way to win. Queen d6, and then the pawn endgame is winning because we have one extra pawn, and after that King b4, and when the king moves you can just take a pawn break with c5, and this will be winning soon. But somehow in the game white decided to avoid the exchange, and in the game white played King a4 and trying to keep the queens on the board like this. Player in the chat, hello player, good to see you, good to have you here. Okay, so King a4 was played for some reason, and now black starts giving some checks. You know, Queen d1 check is coming up, and white thinks, okay, I can just try to get out of checks here by getting the queen in between, right? That's the way. So now black is trying to give perpetual checks, Queen a1, Queen d1, and here white plays King b4 just to get out of the perpetual checks. And once again we have an oh no moment, because here Queen a5 and black wins the game. That's it. So Queen a5 and the king has nowhere to go, and look at that. That is so sick, right? That is so sick. So Queen d6 was an elementary win, it says here, but because of keeping the queens on the board, here white loses. Okay, next one. Yeah, it looks simple, but sometimes we just, miss it. Sometimes we just miss it. Or we have a blind spot during the game. King h2, rook a5, bishop g2, pawn h3, pawn a2 and pawn b3, black king e3, rook d1, knight g3 and pawn h4. Okay guys, this is our next example here, and this is a game between Tomovic versus Sokolov, played in 1961. It is white to play. So how do you evaluate this position and how to continue here? Thank you, Chess Terminator. Hello Gonda, good to see you. Good to have you here. I'm so used to saying good to see you, you know, that you might sound I'm crazy because I can't see anyone. Okay. Okay, white to play. So what is the evaluation here? So first of all, always start with the material count. Black knight looking so scary. That knight is gonna give nightmares. Okay, you want to give a check with the rook, alright. So first of all, material count is that white is 2 pawns up. White is having a bishop versus the knight and has to be an advantage, big advantage. But how will you continue as well? And what is black trying to do here? Something sneaky, something spooky. Does anybody see what black is trying to do here? Yes, 2 pawns up. Jigsaw, hello, good to see you. Good to see you. Knight f8, but that's not really a threat, right? Because knight f1 because knight f1, bishop takes f1, and there is nothing after that. Pin bishop with rook and check with knight at f1, but still the king moves, and what happens? Okay, now you got it. King f2 and rook h1, there you go. So now you found it. Beautiful, beautiful idea. And how to stop that with white? That's also pretty important here. Now that you found the idea, you also need to stop that. So here in the game, if white had played any rook move on the a file, white is winning actually. So any rook move along the a file is winning for white. And the idea here is that if the king goes to f2, you just want to give a check and just move the king away and then start pushing the pawns. That's the only idea here in this position. But white missed it and white quickly gave a check. Rook e5 check, and that is a big blunder here. That is a big blunder here, because now you see that the 5th rank is the only rank which you cannot give a check because of the knight. Knight is guarding that, and right now there is no way to save it, and it's 0-1. So those who suggested rook e5, this is very tempting, but losing the game instantly after king f2. And now if you missed it, the idea is that, okay, let's say if you push a pawn, the idea is that you want to give a check like this, and then after takes you give a checkmate on f1. That is so beautiful mate, right? Knight f1 is pretty mate. I think this will be one of my favorites. This will be one of my favorites because it is giving a nightmare. Because it is giving a nightmare. Hello PLC. Okay, let's go for next one. Yeah, you saw it. But after rook e5, there is no way to defend it. That's why rook e5 is a blunder there. Nightmare, exactly. Hello, Live for Chess. Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, next is king h2. Then we have rook h7, rook a6, bishop e6, pawns on h5, g2, black king on f4, then rook e5, rook a1, pawns on a4, and g5. Okay, this is our next position. This is white to play, and what is the evaluation and how to continue here with white. You cannot get multiple pre-moves in Lichess. It's a feature for chess.com, but you can't on Lichess. So material count, white has a piece and black has actually nothing for it. So white is a piece up, white is the bishop up here. And okay, black has some tricks on the first rank and maybe the passed pawn on the a file that you have to be careful with. So what to do here with white? Hello, Akshay P. Go, Harry. You want to play at 6 here? At 6, that's one way to go, right? To play at 6 and start pushing the pawn. But are you not scared about black's ideas on first rank here? Black might play rook e1 and stuff like that. Hello, HAR. I will take that as a compliment today. Rook check first. Yeah, rook check first makes sense. So let's say rook check, then king goes to e3, and then maybe you can start pushing the h-pawn, right? So first check and then you start pushing the h-pawn. That's one idea here. g3. Okay, g3 is also possible. g3. But that is a little bit weakening the king. So I would be scared to play it, even though it doesn't do much. Even though it doesn't really lose. So g3 is still fine, I think. But the best move here is actually rook f7 here. Check. And then drive the king and then start pushing the pawn. So well done, the one who suggested this. And now in the game was played a blunder, and white played in the game rook a7, rook h a7, and that is a blunder. And anybody, can you tell me why that's a blunder? Rook e1, but then I can take on a4 with a check. So you play rook e1, I will take on a4 with a check, and then I will exchange one pair of rooks, and then I'm completely fine. So again, this looks a very natural move to play rook a7, but that is a big blunder. g4 also again, rook captures pawn. So white is actually threatening to take on a4. Soren, hello, welcome to the stream. Doctor is also here. Hello, Doctor. Doctor and Soren at the same time join the stream. Rook e1 and rook h1, but still rook a4 is a check. So if you start with rook e1, then we have a check first. And that was also the same line white was thinking here. Yeah, Johnson got it. Johnson got it. So white thought that okay, I have a check here. So white also thought the same. If you play rook e1, I will play rook a4 with a check and exchange the pieces. If you play g4 again with a check. But what white missed here was a very beautiful combination starting with rook h1. Starting with rook h1 check. A nice, beautiful rook sacrifice. And now look at this. King capture h1. And after king g3, nobody can save rook e1. Nobody can save rook e1 checkmate. And actually, the pawn on a4 is stopping both the rooks to help the poor white king here. The rooks can't help, the bishop can't help. So there is no defense after that. Yeah, this is very cute. Very cute, but a nightmare for white. Imagine a piece-up position like this, completely winning position, but out of nowhere we have this beautiful tactics and white is losing here. All right, time for next one. Yeah, today we are having some spooky games, nightmare games. So let's go next one. clear board. King f5. In this chess set, I just love the queen. It looks really cool. Bishop b6, pawn a7, b3, black king at 7, pawns g5, c6, knight e4, and queen on d2. Okay guys, I have set this position from the white side, but it is black to play. So black to play. This piece got edits, I think, yeah. Special piece set for today. White losing last one. All of them are nightmares actually today. So guys, this is black to play. And what to do here with black. Wow, I just realized the pawn is promoting here, right? Pawn is on a7 right now. So white is actually threatening to promote here. White is a pawn up, but black has the knight, so anything can happen here. Check with queen. Capture queen. Okay, but how will you do that? Can you tell the move? Queen d5, okay. Then after queen d5, king g4. That's such a funny Marathi comment. Okay, so queen d5, then king runs to g4. What next after that? White is promoting here, so we have to be very careful. Knight f6, but the queen is hanging. So white will just take your queen. I think you mean knight d6 maybe? Knight d6 check. Still king goes to g4. And king is running away. How to stop this pawn right now? c7. Black is going this side, Akshay. Black is going this side. Black is going this side. Look at the coordinates, guys. Queen d7 check, okay. Then king takes knight. King d6. So actually, in the game, what happened is that in the game, black played queen d5. This is what happened in the game. So after that, white played king g4. And actually, black went on to lose this game. Okay, black lost this game in some moves after that. Because now white got out of checks and then soon white is promoting here and black lost the game. So here, black had a very beautiful chance. And that is queen d7. Yes, Ronak, you are right. So this is, this is the coolest move here. Queen d7 check. And it is actually a mate in 2 here. This is actually a mate in 2 right now. And now you see, wherever the king goes, king takes knight, queen d5, and it's checkmate. Yes, it is checkmate, and this is something missed by white in the game. So very tilting. Imagine you reach this position, you have a mate in 2, and then you miss it. He's amazing. Okay, let's go for next one. Next one is extremely instructive. Next one is extremely instructive. King d4, then rook a1, pawns on a5, f4, g3, h3, black king b5, rook d6, pawns on f7, g6, h5, and f5. Okay guys, white to play, and what do you think will happen here? Don't rush, take your time. Dirty flagging. So in today's theme is games that gives us nightmares. So this is just selection of all the blunders in masterclass games. So something to feel happy about. So these are like missed opportunities in master games. White to play here, so pawns are equal, and let's test rook and game knowledge in the chat. Just let me know what is the evaluation here. Can white win, or is it equal? Is it drawish? Okay, king e5 is the major choice here by everyone. White wins, okay. Yeah, masters to blunders. King e3, all right. Draw. But isn't white getting very active king with king e5? So looks like white is winning. Intuitively white should win, and I'd rather go king c3 or king e3. Principle of 10 weaknesses. Okay, so we have two choices here. Actually, okay, it's like retreat or going forward. That's the two choices here. Not king e5. Why not king e5? Drawish. Okay. If you're able to go to the king side, then if you get one of the pawns, then maybe you have some chances. But does black have defense there? Rook e6, okay, and you just want to keep giving checks. Alright, so now let me disclose the answer, but just a moment, let me check something in my OBS. Okay, everything is cool. Alright, so here let me disclose. And actually, nobody found what's really happening in this position right now. There is a hidden trap in this position. There is a very, very hidden trap in this position. That's a big hint for you guys. And you are all thinking that, okay, it's either white win or it's a draw. But you never thought that black will win, right? Nobody thought in the chat that, okay, black might win this. Isn't it? Nobody thought that. Okay. So now the correct continuation first. The correct continuation is actually king retreat. So this would be the best move for white, and this is actually a draw because black just plays king a6 and there is no way to make progress for white here. So that's why there is no way to make progress, and black will not take the pawn. Black will just keep shuffling and you can't win this. Yes, Soren saw it. So king e5, those who suggested, is actually the biggest blunder out of all the possible moves. King e5 is the losing move, guys. Those who thought that, okay, I want to activate my king, this is the losing move. Oh no, yeah, this is the losing move. And the reason is because of king c6. King c6. It's not very complicated. It's just a simple little mate with f6. And that's it. GG. And okay, you can give one more check. But then king d7 and f6. Who will stop this pawn? Nobody to stop this pawn. f6, and that is game over. That is game over suddenly. King e5, and actually white played it in the game. King e5 and went on to lose this. Kimchi, hello, welcome to the stream. Spooky indeed. So here you fall right into the trap with f6. Thank you. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. And we thought that, okay, we might win this, but suddenly result is the complete opposite. The tables have turned. Okay, next one. King e5 does look good, but you have to repent that move. Okay, let's go for next one. Next one is king h3, rook e3, rook d1, knight e5, pawns on e2, g5, g3 and h2, black king g7, rook e7 and rook a2, knight d2, and there is a pawn here. Okay guys, white to play. Thanks for tuning in, player, and hope you have a great day today. And Akshay P, good night to you. Okay, this is white to play. So what's happening here? White has 4 pawns, black has only 1. So white is 3 pawns up here. You saw corresponding square ideas. Correspondence square is one of the most difficult subject in pawn and games. It's the toughest one out of all of them. It's the toughest one. Did white lose this? Well, let me check. Let me check. No, actually white blundered and black managed to hold it. Hello Ranjan, hello. So what to do here? White to play, guys. It looks hard. There are so many possibilities in this one, right? But what is the most natural move? In this, the most natural moves are actually disasters. And live for chess, you volunteered yourself into a disaster here. Okay. So let's see. And actually, the most natural move, king h4, is a mistake here. Thank you, Denton. Okay, so king h4 was played in the game, and this is a disaster because now black manages to defend this game. Yes, Soren found it very quickly. Black manages to defend this game with the idea rook capture e5. Rook capture e5 here, and after rook capture e5, knight f3 check. And okay, fortunately there is no checkmate. If you take the knight, there is checkmate, but white can still play king capture h5, and then this is going to be, this was a draw in the end. So that's how it is. So king h4 results in rook e5 move. You were hoping he would fall for mate. Okay, next one. Next one is king e3, bishop c3, pawn h2, rook h8, king g4, pawns e4, g5, rook h1, bishop b1. Wait, where is black's rook? Sorry. Oh no, I have to set it up all again. King e3, sorry about it. Rook h8, pawn h2, king g4. I have to double check before I press OK, or I have to set up everything again. Okay, this is white to play. This is a game between Wolf versus Brown, played in US Championship in 1995. Do you have a coach? Well, I am the coach. Devil is also watching the stream. Okay, white to play. And actually, okay, it's after one move. And here in the book they write, a similar psychological error is often encountered. White is trying for victory with a better position. He forgets that playing for a win sometimes turns out to be playing for a loss. Okay, yeah, this happens very frequently to all of us, that if we have little bit advantage, we try very hard for the win, and then we blunder something, and then we just lose the game. So same thing happened in this one. White started with h3 check. White started with h3 check here, and Black thought, okay, if I take the pawn, this is going to be a draw here. Black is not satisfied with the draw. After rook h3, king h3, king f2, g4, and bishop e5. So Black calculated this line. Black calculated that, okay, if takes, king f2, g4, and bishop here, and this is a draw, because even though Black has two pawns, they are separate, and we have opposite color bishops, and White can just, just keep the bishop here on g3. Okay, not right now because there is e3, but keep the bishop on this diagonal, and there is no way to make progress here. Bishop g3 is not the best because of this, but bishop f4. So that's why in the game Black thought, okay, I don't want to make a draw, and Black played here king f5. So now what's happening here? Hello Yash, welcome to the stream. So Black thought, okay, I want to strive for a win here in this position, and Black played king f5 now. Rook h6 and gt, and suddenly what happened is that rook h6 is played, and it's over. It's GG, because now rook f6 is a mate coming up, and there is no way to save it. And if g4, which was played, at g4 with a check, and after that rook takes rook, and White went on to win the game. So that's it. Yeah, oh no. This is something also happened to me recently in one of my simuls. It was a perpetual check, it was a draw, and then I just moved my king somewhere else, and then I lost the game. Actually, this is something stuff similar to my simul game recently against Fast Strike. Okay, let's go next. Yeah, good swindles indeed. King h3, then we have queen d7, rook e4, pawns on f3 and a2, Black king h5, queen b2, pawns on b7, a7, c5, g5, and h4, knight on g7. Okay guys, White to play here. This is actually a solving puzzle, so let's see if anybody finds it. White to play and win. White to play and win. Actually, Black has enough compensation. I don't have Akshay Vampire Teeth. I don't have. Queen g4. Check. Okay, the king goes to h6. And here Black has enough compensation. So even if we have exchange, Black has 3, 4, 5. Black has 3 pawns and knight versus the rook. So how to use this chance? White to play and win. Rook e8, okay. But there is no mate anyway, right? So even if you give rook h8, I can just go king g6. Okay, let's say rook e8, I go queen f6. Rook e6, okay. Rook e6, you got it. Well done, Har. You got it. So the same idea, but a different way. And white had a winning chance. So rook e6 is actually the correct answer here. And if rook e6 was played, white just wins because there is a mate coming up, queen f7. And there is no way to stop this mate. And if you take the rook, then there is queen f7. And a beautiful way to trap the black king. And it's over. And this was actually missed in the game, and white went on to play queen g4, and after a very long game, a very long struggle, the game ended in a draw after that. So this was a missed opportunity. Rook e6, and then white could have won this game. Okay, next. Now let's see some rook endgames. Let's see some rook endgames. I'm scaring you. And how did you celebrate your birthday, Yash? King b2, then we have pawn on b4, rook a4, rook h3, king c6, rook b6, rook c1. Okay guys, next one is a double rook endgame here, and black to play. What to do here? You're an unexpected surprise. That's pretty cool. Black to play. And what do you think is the evaluation here? So evaluation is very important. So white has one extra pawn, but will white be able to use that to prove any advantage or not? FIDE Chairman is now following. Thank you for the follow, FIDE Chairman. King b5. So directly attack the rook and try to get the pawn. That's one idea, right? That's one idea. Okay, so who says king b5? Raise your hands. Who says king b5 is a draw? So, you believe king b5 is a draw here? Who says king b5 is a draw here? No? This is actually very nice position here. It looks suspicious. Okay, so here I have to tell you the news here is that any rook move by the black rook on c1, any move to save place is actually a draw here. So you can just play the rook anywhere and it's going to be a draw. But the only losing move in this position is king b5 here. Of course, not considering moves like this, but okay, come on, let's consider good moves. And the only losing move here is king b5, and it's going to be a big blunder. Okay, now time to figure out why this is a big blunder. White to play. So now black is relying on the idea that, okay, you attack my rook, I attack your rook. Today's sport doesn't feel like scary, rather like the result of bad animation. What are you saying? It's white to play. It's white to play. Okay, so king b5 is the blunder here. And Hobbiton, you got the spirit, but you need to find the really good idea here. And that is rook a5 check. Hello, Kelekhain. Welcome. So rook a5 check here. And now the only move is king takes pawn. Otherwise, I'm threatening to capture your rook. So king capture pawn. And after rook a3, black resigned here, and the reason is that because I'm threatening a mate and I'm also threatening to take your rook, and there is no way to defend both of them at the same time. And black lost this game in just 2 moves with king b5. So any other rook move is a draw, but king b5, and white managed to create this mating threat, and white won this game. That's pretty clever. Okay, this next one, I think you are going to love it. Okay, but before that, let me give you another rook endgame. There is another rook endgame, which is very similar to this. Thank you, Hobbiton. I really appreciate it. The next one, we have king f1. This is very similar to the last one. Okay, not queen, but rook. e6, rook f8, b4. Then we have king g5, rook a4, rook d2, pawns on g4. Okay, you see, once again, we have 2 rooks on both sides. You would have taken 2 days. No, I think you would have found it. Okay, so here both sides have 2 rooks each. And the position is, of course, very drawish, but white thought, okay, let's just play simple. And what's the way to play simple here? This is very, very tricky here. So this one I'm going to show you what happens here. So much is happening here, and wherever there are 2 rooks on the board, you have to always look out for mating tricks. So white thought, okay, let's just play simple, and I guess white must be thinking about next game already, right? This is pretty simple draw. You just trade rooks, and then not much to do here, and white played rook f2 here. So black starts with a check, a rook f2, rook d1 check. And white plays king g2, and once again king e2 would have been a draw for white. King g2, black decides to go rook a1. Now there are some mate coming up on g1, right? So here, some mating tricks here. So rook a1 is played, and white plays here king g3. And white is still optimistic that he can hold a draw here. So white played king g3, rook g1 check, rook g2, rook check, and this is very beautiful. Then king goes here, and now g3 check, and after king takes rook, rook a1 is a mate. Look at that line. So this was very tough. This was pretty tough than so far we have seen. But look at the end. And actually, king f2 doesn't help at all. So even if white had played king f2 here, so after this check, Even if white had played king f2, the same line once again, g3 check. And if you go here, then rook falls, and if you take, then rook a1, and that is a checkmate next move. Pretty nice. Okay, next one is really a nightmare. So I really like this next example. King e3, then we have rook a8, knight b4, pawns on a3, b2, f3, h4. King was angry. King f5, rook b5, knight e6. This one is black to play. And this is actually a game between Mikhail Tal, white is playing Mikhail Tal, and black is Averkin, played in USSR Championship in 1973. And it is black to play right now. And let's count the pawns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. So materially it's a pretty equal endgame here. And how to continue here with black. So imagine you're playing against the Mikhail Tal, the great Mikhail Tal, and you're black here. You are having a pretty equal endgame. So how to continue here with black? Knight, black to play, it's black to play. It's an Arabic mate. Okay, let's tell everyone what is the thing you're scared on Halloween. Well, if I have to pick one, I would say spiders is the thing I'm scared about. So that is one. You wake up because it's Tal. What are you guys afraid of? I'm really scared about spiders. Like really. Like big time. And then let's see what else. Okay, I'm also afraid a bit about lightning and thunder, because where I live, it rains a lot. It rains a lot in July, August, and June, and then we have very strong lightnings, and I'm very scared about that. So that is, and the third one, if I have to say top 3 things I'm scared of, one will be spider, second is lightning, and the third is street dogs. Street dogs is my third one, because I have some really bad experience when it comes to street dogs, and I am not a dog person, and of course street dogs are the worst, you know. They can follow you, and they are pretty wild. Are you afraid of Spider-Man? Well, not really. But I think the first time I got scared of spiders was when I watched the Harry Potter movie. I think it was Chamber of Secrets, right? Where Ronald Weasley is afraid of these big spiders. And that's also the same time I started getting afraid of spiders. And those are really scary in the movie. Ron is very afraid of spiders in Harry Potter. You love spiders. Well, it's up to you. You're scared of French defense. You're scared of King's Gambit. But apart from chess, what are you scared of? You're scared of height, okay. That's a pretty good one, I think. Very, very common. It can be difficult to tolerate long heights. But what else besides chess, guys? So we have spiders, we had heights. What else? Maybe we can get your dog stories from Akshay-ku? What do you mean? Hello, Super Grandmaster, welcome. You are afraid of dentists. That's a very original one. That's a very original one. I have never heard that. I'm afraid of dentists. I'm afraid of sharks, but you don't have to deal with sharks, right? So I think everybody's afraid of wild animals, but you don't think about that so much because you don't have to deal with it. Like, okay, lion, tiger, you don't have to deal with them, so nobody's afraid about them. You had 100 spiders? Oh no. Don't scare me. I'm even scared to even think about that. Sky falling on my head. Are you making this up now? Are you making this up? Dog afraid stories. But yes, Akshay Kul is not my brother. El Akshay is my brother. You're afraid of the last 10 minutes of my exam. Actually, it should be the first 10 minutes, right? So first 10 minutes is the time you actually know if you are going to do well or not. When you get the paper, like, okay, you read it and then you realize you're going to do well or not. Last 10 minutes is okay. Afraid of Tal's tactics. Yes, today are scary positions, and actually I was inspired by Discord because you guys told me on Discord to do this subject today. So this is all for you. This is all for the Discord people today. If you're afraid of spider, you haven't noticed one on your mic. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so with this one, don't even think to say that I have a spider anywhere on my hair or on my dress or on my mic or stuff like that. I will really start getting conscious then. Okay, so let's get started on this one. So actually, knight c5 is the best move here, and they say that the simple knight c5 would have maintained equality, but Black decided to be more aggressive, and he decided to go after the h4 pawn, right? So Black decided that, okay, I will go after this pawn and try to push the pawn on the h side and maybe try to hope for a win with this idea. So this was Black's thinking here, and that's why he went with rook c5. It's on your nose. Shoo, don't say that. Rook c5. I should not have told this on my stream, what I'm afraid of. Akshay Kul asked me, and I modestly told 3 things I'm afraid of, and now I believe you're going to use it against me. Yes, Soren, you are really good at this. You're really good at this. Okay, so rook c5. White played in the game. Tal played this, rook capture a4. And Black thought, okay, I can go for this trick. And here, just one move and the game is over. Knight d5. Brilliant move. Because now we are threatening this. And also a checkmate in one move, knight e7. And look at that idea. And Black was being very optimistic, very aggressive to take the h4 pawn, but knight e7, and it's GG 1-0. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But this is I guess one of my favorites of today, knight e7, and now Black really got a nightmare in this one. Okay, next one. Yeah, this is something like, you know, you just want to throw away the table, like you see those in chess GIFs, GIFs, and it's like you just throw away and just throw the pieces out, and this is the same time to do that, right? Imagine you're playing against Mikhail Tal and you fall for this. Ah, terrible. Okay, next one. Clear board. We have king e4. This is another double rook endgame here. Pawn on b5, g4, h3, king h8, rook c3, rook e2, Afraid of playing Mikalta. Yeah, terrible. Okay, the next game is from the game Romatka versus Max Eve. So of course we know Max Eve, one of the world champions from the past, played in 1923, and this is white to play. And now the question is, where should we go with the king here? Where should we go with the king? You have two options, f5 or d5. Which side would you like to go here? Both sides have 3 pawns each. White has passed pawn on b5, black has a more advanced pass pawn on the c2. Yeah, or f4, exactly. So f file or d file, that's the question here. King d5, okay. I think everybody wants to go to the d5, and yeah, that is actually the drawing line. Good job. King d5 is the drawing line here, but in the game was played king f4, and king f4 was played in the game, and this is a big blunder now. That's the style of Tal. I think there is a mate coming up somewhere, I guess. Maybe g5, king f5. Yeah, there is a mate coming up here. So king f4 was a big blunder, and black won easily after g5, king f5, rook f3, king g6, and this check, and in the end we have rook h3 mate, and that's it. So after king f4, the game was over pretty quick, like that. Okay, next one. I'm sorry guys if I missed some chat. I'm just looking at the book at the same time. Okay, this one is pretty cool. King c4, king a4, rook b8, pawn b2, black pawns on a5, c6, d4, e3, bishop e7. Okay, so black to play. What to do here? I will set up the board from white side. Black to play. What to do here? I hope we didn't break anything after the checkmate. We'll never know. By the way, guys, what's the worst thing you have done after losing? What's the worst thing you have done? Like, you know, you lose a terrible game, and some players, okay, they just... I have seen this. Some players, they just tear the score sheet. They just like... score sheet, they just throw it away on the board, or they just leave without putting the pieces on the board, like, you know, they just leave all the pieces just like that, just run away out of the tournament hall. But what's the worst thing you have done after losing? Let's hear some good answers in the chat. Have a bar of chocolate without tears. With tears. Made scratch on my phone screen. That must be an online game, okay. Anything over the board or online, it can be anything. I took revenge after 6 years with same player. After 6 years you took revenge, but you got it right, so sweet. I slapped my laptop and the speaker broke. Okay. Okay. I stared at the board for an hour after losing the first place in a tournament. Oh, that's pretty sad, yeah. For me, I guess I have cried. I have definitely cried a few times when I lost the game. I am not a very angry person, but I do feel very sad. So I have cried, I guess, many times. I don't do it every time, but some games I really feel bad, especially if I'm in the way to, you know, win something very big and I feel really bad about it. Or I just quit chess for a few days, and I just don't look at chess for a week maybe, or maybe two, and I feel many times, okay, I just want to quit chess. And this is, I think, everybody feels at some point in their lives, that you just want to stop playing chess and do something else. I know, I don't do it seriously, and I think nobody does it seriously, but that's just the feeling, emotions, you know? It's just the emotions that you feel. If you have a terrible game, you are like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. If you have a wonderful game, you are like, okay, I'm gonna be the best player ever. I'm gonna play chess professionally for career. I can do it all. You started running in the home. No, I will not quit chess. No. Yeah, this is like, you know, we have to be sports person in this. We have to take it sportingly, of course, and losing is also part of the game, so you should be able to handle this. If you want to play any sport long term, be it be chess or any other sport, you should be able to handle it gracefully. But it's completely okay to feel bad, and it's completely okay to take a break a little bit and try to come back when you feel better. No, I will not quit streaming. But it's completely okay. That's what I want to say. That, you know, don't hide the feelings. I think even in other things, it's completely okay to feel bad, to cry, and then you feel better after that, and then you can get up and start again, start over. So I have done it many times and I'm completely fine with it. Yeah, most painful is when do a simple mistake in an important game. I remember that. I have some very painful memories as well, where I was, you know, winning some of the most important events, but I did not make it. And I do have very, very difficult, painful games as well. So, you know, like you see, okay, I have a lot of trophies behind, but there are also many, many times when I did not make it and when I did not do it. And I think that we should be also able to look at those ones as well. I get angry because our club has a weird culture. And what is that? Share with us. Because I lost final and 500 rupees, you lost the prize, okay. You was 2 piece up and lost. Yeah, I saw that game, Akstev. I'm sorry about it. Actually, Akstev, you know, when I saw that game, when you put on Discord, when I saw that game, I was also tilted to watch that game. So, not only you were tilted, but when I watched that game, I also got tilted myself. And I also get very tilted when I see games like that. Also with my students, sometimes it happens, even with myself. Okay, so in this game, what's happening? Black to play. Hyper competitive, they believe me. If it's, you can try to stand up about it, or if it's not good atmosphere, you can just try something else then, HR. You can also work on yourself. If you don't like going to some club, you can just change club. You can try working by yourself at your home. Okay, everybody wants to play E2. And what's the evaluation, guys? Win, or black is winning, or it's a draw? Elakshay is here. Hello, Elakshay. Okay, guys, black to play, black to play. What to do here? Black is winning, okay? That's one suggestion. What else? What else do we got? Yeah, guys, join the Discord. We are very active there, and we have a lot of chess chats and also other chats there. We have a lot of other fun games as well. So do join in the Discord. We are now a community of almost 800 members on Discord. So a lot of activities going on there, and I will be happy if you join us there. Yeah, Soren is here to ruin everything, right? I mean, ruin as in, you know, everybody is very optimistic. Okay, I'm winning, and Soren is like, no, I am winning here. So that's actually correct, guys. So Soren is correct in this one. And E2 is actually a big blunder here. But before that, I want to tell you the correct continuation as suggested by Hussein. And if anybody else is actually bishop b4, this is the correct continuation. And the evaluation of this position is equal. This is a draw. And after that, black is able to hold on. And this is a draw after bishop b4. And why bishop b4? Now you will see. E2 is actually a big blunder here, and the reason is because of rook b3. And now you see that it's not a draw, it's queen and rook a3 check, and after bishop a3, b3 is checkmate. White just won the game. White just won the game here. Look at that. And after e2, rook b3, there is no way to save this, and it is GG. It is GG. The little pawn decides the whole game here. So those of you who thought that e2 is winning for black, that's not the case, and the tables have turned once again. Unbelievable, unbelievable. No, don't be sorry, Soren. Yeah, b3, look at that. And let me go again through this line. So this was the starting position. So e2, rook b3, and there is no way to defend against this checkmate anyway right now. So queen and then check, and that is the mate there. Most of you thought that okay, e2 is just winning, right? But it's not. And that's the beauty of chess. That is the beauty of chess. Okay, now next. Which one shall I choose? Okay, this one. And the queen looks like a duck leg. Yeah, now that you said it, it looks like that. In the beginning, I thought it is like, you know, spider web. Spider web. Worst fail was when I drew queen versus knight. Maybe you had less time, I guess, Soren? Because it's a tricky endgame if you have, let's say, 1 or 2 minutes only on the clock. And you have to be very careful to not fall into some tricky knight forks. King f6, rook d6, rook a7, pawn f4, king h8, rook g2, rook a5, pawns on a6, and f5. You hate knights, I love knights. All my scary games involve stalemates in high-profile games. And who is making stalemate, you or your opponent? That's actually an important question. Okay, this is white to play. Okay, white to play. What to do here? Knights are just evil. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Failing with checkmate with bishop and knight is scary, yeah. Especially when people are watching. That is really embarrassing, I guess, now. I know that there are some people like for example, let's say the top GMs, they are not able to sometimes, you know, do checkmate with bishop and knight. And the worst thing is that, you know, like, okay, they must know it, but they just forget it at that time, or just miss one move, and then they just make a video on this and they just put it on internet, on YouTube, of what not to do in such endgames, and that is the worst. I mean, I guess they know it, right? But they just miss it for one game, and then they are just used as instructive material of what not to do. Yeah, now it's easy with the W. Rook d7, okay. But what's idea here? Let's say rook d7. You still don't have any checkmate because I can just block with my rook to g8. So the rook can still go back to g8 and block it. So white to play here. Rook a8, okay, rook a8, then rook g8. GM's doing it for content. Rook d8, rook g8, rook d7, rook f8, king g6, rook g8, king h6 is the answer. Okay, let's see. So you're starting with rook d8. Okay, rook d8, rook g8, then rook d7. Check. Well, that also looks interesting. That also looks interesting. Rook d3, rook h3, followed by rook a8. But black will also try to stop it. Black will also try to stop it. There are actually many ways you can try to win this, and unfortunately what happened in this game was that white just played rook da6. So white played this, and after some moves the game ended in a draw. So white just traded the rooks and then the game ended in a draw in some time. So that's why this is not winning. And let me first check the continuation and then let's try to refute your lines. So the correct way here for white is to play rook a8 check, king h7. Okay, sorry, king h7, then you just have this. This is just a checkmate. So that's why here black has to play rook g8. And here there is a very cool move, that is king f7. King f7. That's it. So here, now you see that rook on g8 is attacked, and if you take the rook, rook h6 is a mate. So this and rook h6 is a mate. Okay, there is also another solution to this they have given. So here the second solution is rook d1. Okay, rook d1 is also winning, so I suppose rook d3 is also winning. So that is also winning. And let me check Soren's answer with the help of Stockfish. So he suggested rook a8. No, I think you suggested rook d8, right? Rook d8, rook g8, rook d7. Yeah, this is also winning. This is also winning. So everybody is winning in this one. Everybody except the player who played this game is winning here. So anything except exchanging the rooks is a good idea for white to play here. Okay, now time for a famous game between Emanuel Lasker versus Max EU, between two world champions from the past. Yeah, so all of the solutions were winning except trading the rooks. Maybe you might have, some of you might have seen this game. This is actually a popular game between Lasker and Eve, played in 1936 in Nottingham. king e6, bishop c7, knight c4, pawns on a7, b7, c6, f6, g7, h7. Okay, black to play. You have seen this thousands of times. Wow, look at that. You are really studying hard, isn't it? You're really studying hard on chess. This is black to play, guys. Black to play. And what to do here with black? Physics and math. So pawns are equal, 6 pawns on both sides. So here, in this one, black is actually trying to, try to win in this one. So of course it is pretty equal, but black thinks, okay, my pieces are more active, and white has an isolated pawn on the d4. So black is thinking that, okay, I will be the one trying to win this. So here, Max Eve stubbornly tries to win a slightly better endgame, but at this moment lets his guard down. So in the game, black decided to go for bishop a5 here. So he thinks that, okay, I will play more actively with bishop a5, and this is actually a mistake. And now try to find from white side after bishop a5. Now 2700 plus. b4, bishop b4, and knight c2. Well done, Million. Well done. You got it correct. So guys, bishop a5 is actually the losing move here. And as suggested by Million, this is the correct answer. b4. Now you're attacking both the pieces right now. So now black takes the b4 pawn with bishop b4. And after that, knight c2. And look at this. Now both of these guys are under attack, and there is no way for black to defend both of them. And black is losing a piece and eventually went on to lose the game. And white won. So just one mistake and the game is over. He must have slapped himself after this one. Yeah, and this is actually high profile games, you know. All of them are master games, as I said. No noob games today, only master games. Okay, next one. Oh, this is a very, very good one. Next one is a very, very good one. This is a game between Leko versus Kasparov, played in the Olympiad of 2002. So, Kasparov's game, guys. Well, let's check. King e2, knight g6, pawn on c6, pawn on a2, black king on e6, bishop g5, pawn on f4, pawn on a3. Okay, white to play, and white is Peter Leko and black is Garry Kasparov. And how to continue here from the white side? Pawns are equal, but white has a c-pawn and a tricky knight. So what to do here? Thanks for tuning in, Akshay Cool, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. Okay, white to play here, and how to continue this endgame. Can white play for a win here in this one? Can white play for a win here? Knight e5. Okay, then bishop d8. And then again here we have a tricky knight here. And Soren, you suggested knight e5, and that is actually played in the game here. That is actually played in the game. So Peter Lecco played knight e5 here. And what happened is that Peter Lecco thought that, okay, what happens is that if you take my knight, I'm trying to promote the pawn here. And if you try to go here with the king, I will try to fork and get the bishop here. But in the game, Kasparov simply played bishop d8. And after that, this game went on to become a draw after some time. So that's why here you just have to change the sequence of moves. And there was a missed opportunity in this game, and that was knight f8. So you have to change the sequence of moves here with knight f8. And this is the winning idea. And now after king d6, we go c7. And then after you take knight e6, and then this is winning here. Takes, and after knight e6, and then we win the piece here, and white wins the game. And here if we start with c7, this does not work. So those of who are wondering why c7 first move does not work, the reason is that because after king d7, knight f8 check, black just plays king here, and black does not have to take the pawn on c7, and that's why this is once again a draw. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so I think we had a great selection of puzzles today. So maybe it's time to stop here with this puzzle. And a lot of tilting puzzles today, guys. You find it very difficult because, yeah, but this is, was a completely different theme today. And all of them we are like trying to find mistakes, and where one of the players makes a big blunder or missed opportunities, and we all learn from these mistakes. And it's good to see them because we see that even top players, they are also humans and they also make a lot of mistakes. So with that, we will stop this collection of puzzles for today. And yeah, it was pretty fun, isn't it? It was pretty fun. Okay, Soren, do share with us your game as well. So with that, I will be stopping the stream for today. And Soren, we would be happy if you can share your game on Discord with us. We will definitely check it out there. Yeah, this is end of the puzzle now. So with that, we will be stopping here for today. And let's make a raid for someone.
Ryan Blunder 70 cheered. X250 Ghost, have a scary day Rucha and chat smile.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for the cheer, for such a lovely cheer, and have a spooky night, all of you. You don't have a Discord, maybe you can make one for us, Soren. Alright, so with that, it was actually pretty fun stream today, and this is the first time I celebrated Halloween with all of you guys, and I had pretty fun. And as always, chess 24/7, so even on I don't know the word. Even on celebration streams, even on celebration days, we always look out for chess. That's our main goal here. And I wish you have a great night and hope you enjoyed this different kind of stream today. And let's make a raid that was actually lag in real life, you know. Soren, that was lag in real life. Okay, let's find somebody to raid. Let's raid somebody playing chess, guys. Whom shall we go? Any suggestion, guys? Any suggestion for the raid? Okay, let's raid Twitch. Let's go. Let's raid Devina. Let's raid Devina, and hope you have a great time on her stream. And take care, and thank you for tuning in today, for taking out time to be here with us and celebrating with us today. It was really fun. And also this idea is inspired just by you all. You told me on Discord, and I was inspired by your suggestion, definitely. So love you guys, take care, and bye bye.